One of the fastest ways to learn Korean is mastering the most common vocabulary. And guess what? The same applies to grammar. There are certain grammar rules that are used almost all the time. So today, we are going to go through the top 5 Korean tenses so that you can improve your grammar fluency and accuracy. While we might not have exact figures on their frequency, it's safe to say that around 90% of all spoken and written Korean relies on these 5 tenses. I will guide you through when they are used with some examples. Don't forget to challenge yourself with the quiz at the end. Let's look at the present tense first. The present tense is a big player in our daily conversations because it's very versatile. First, we use it to talk about general facts or statements that are true in the present. 많은 젊은 사람들이 도시에 살아요. 주중에는 공원이 조용해요. We also use it for regular or repeated actions and habits in the present. That's why it's often used with adverbs of frequency. 가족들이랑 가끔 같이 밥 먹어요. 저희 회사는 항상 늦게 끝나요. And we also use it for ongoing actions that are happening right now. This is why it's often used with time expressions like now. 지금 카페에서 남자친구 기다려요. 지금 식당에서 혼자 밥 먹어요. We also use the present tense to describe scheduled events or future plans. This is why it's often used with time expressions that indicate the future. 회의는 수요일 오후 2시에 시작해요. 내일 평소보다 일찍 출근해요. Lastly, we use it to give directions or instructions, but be careful with your tone because it can sound too strong, almost like an order or command. So if you want to be polite, then make sure you add 세요. 조용히 해. 조용히 하세요. 눈 감아. 눈 감으세요. Next, the past tense. Just like present tense, past tense also makes up a large portion of daily conversations because we simply talk a lot about the past. Firstly, we use it to talk about once or repeated actions that occurred in the past. We can mention the time when an action happened, or if it's clear, you don't need to specify it. 저 어릴 때 동화책 많이 읽었어요. 여름에 밤마다 공포 영화 봤어요. The past tense is also commonly used to express completed actions with relevance to the present, just like the present perfect tense in English. It indicates that an action was completed in the past and has some connection with or an impact on the present. That's why it's often used with certain expressions like all and already. 시험 공부 다 했어요. 친구들 벌써 저희 집에 왔어요. The third one in our list is the future tense. It might be a bit confusing because there are 2 versions. 개요, 거야, 거예요. First, we use 개요 to express spontaneous decisions or promises. But remember only when the subject is I. 저 그냥 피자 먹을게요. 오늘 일찍 들어올게요. On the other hand, we use 거야, 거예요 to talk about plans and intentions for the future. That's why it's often used with time expressions that indicate the future, such as tomorrow and next year. 내일부터 공부 열심히 할 거예요. 메리는 내년에 유학 갈 거예요. 𝗀𝗧, 𝗀예요 are also used to express predictions about future events. Predictions can be made based on personal opinions, beliefs, expectations, present evidence, or current circumstances. 우산 가져가세요. 오늘 비 올 거예요. 걱정하지 마세요. 다 잘 될 거예요. Next up, we have the present continuous tense. It's quite straightforward. Firstly, we use it to describe actions that are happening right now. This is why it's often used with now. 강아지는 지금 장난감으로 놀고 있어요. 저는 지금 음악 듣고 있어요. We also use the present continuous tense for ongoing actions that are happening around the present moment. This can include actions started in the past and are still ongoing or temporary actions occurring from time to time. That's why it's commonly used with time expressions like these days and adverbs of frequency. 요즘 잘 지내고 있어요. 부모님께 자주 연락하고 있어요. Finally, the last one, past perfect tense. It's also called double past tense because there are two indications of past, 상시옷 or 엇 and another 엇. First, we use it to emphasize actions that were completed in the past and have no connection with or impact on the present. 지난달에 인도에 갔었어요. 예전에 2년 정도 한국어 배웠었어요. The double past tense is also commonly used to describe regular or repeated actions and habits in the past. And of course, those actions no longer happen. This is why it's often translated as used to. 피터는 3년 동안 미국에서 살았었어요. 지금은 고양이를 키우는데 예전에는 개를 키웠었어요. 내일 평소보다 일찍 출근해요. 시험 공부 벌써 다 했어요. 걱정하지 마세요. 다 잘 될 거예요. 요즘 잘 지내고 있어요. 피터는 3년 동안 미국에서 살았었어요.